Good evening and welcome to Dateline NBC. I'm Chris Hansen. Okay, I'm not quite Chris Hansen, but I've always wanted to do that. And once again, I have returned, and once again, I have brought nothing but depravity from the world of professional wrestling. However, today's subject wouldn't even have a seat to discuss his actions. Today's subject is the wrestling promoter that got caught in 400K. 400K, more like 720p. This was the 2000s, but still, today we're gonna be talking about former Ring of Honor promoter and founder Rob Feinstein. I also made a new Chill Guy graphic just for this episode. Are you proud of me? Are you proud of my Photoshop skills? My top tier Photoshop skills? I'm the greatest of all time. Rob Feinstein ended up getting caught in 4K trying to meet a, I believe, 14-year-old boy. Once again, just like in the Chaz and Rants video, we're gonna be, referring to that person as a cupcake. But before we get any crazier, before we get super silly goofy, let's discuss who Rob Feinstein is as a human being and as a person. As you guys know, I like to, read out their Wikipedia just to give you guys some background information. But this guy doesn't have a Wikipedia. So instead, gang, we'll settle for the next best thing. We're going to go to his cage match. I decided to pick out one singular comment that I believe is the best of the bunch here when it comes to truly describe who Rob Feinstein is. And I quote directly from Beaver and Butthole wrote on June 8th, 2015. Rob Feinstein is a lying scumbag con artist who attempted to rape a child. Nothing else needs to be said. I hope his signature forging hands develop carpal tunnels to the point where he can no longer I'm gonna put it on screen. Okay, fine. I'll read something more serious. I'll read something more serious. Jedi Saiyan Master 1203 wrote on, apparently January 18th, 2025. So I read the first date wrong, but who really cares? This is not that serious. Oh boy, Rob Feinstein. This is gonna be hard. Here we have a guy who has left undeniable impacts on the business by starting Ring of Honor to fill the gap for fans, creating RF video, etc. But here's the big issue. He pissed all of this away when he was outed as a pedophile, which is why his rating is very low. Not to mention he's a con artist, tried profiting off Piper's death with fake autograph signings. While I could give Rob a higher rating for those contributions, I feel it would be too generous since it's only two things he's done that's noteworthy and his time in the actual business is short-lived, unless you count still hosting RF video and his contributions to tape trading and being involved in the territories and indie scene. While I thank Rob for his contributions, I wish this man was convicted and would rot in prison. I sincerely hate this man. So, just to put out there, I don't think a lot of people like this guy. Okay, so what did he do to really make people mad? It couldn't have been that bad. He tried to, yeah, that's not good. He got Chris Hansen by Chris Hansen's boys, even though it wasn't Chris Hansen, but it was Perverted Justice, who also worked with Chris Hansen. Or as I like to call you, Chris Hansen. Alright, I'll stop. I needed to get that out. I'll stop. Mandum said that he'll just pretend that the other bro said 18. That's insane. That's crazy. That's wow. That right there is enough to just tell you all about the dude. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna look in more chats because I found the entire chat logs after hours of digging. So go ahead, fasten your seatbelts, and make sure that nobody gets near your no-no square. Also, folks get mad when I stutter a bunch. Like, bro. That's part of how I talk. Trust. I put on an image just like Rob Feinstein was trying to put on some game with this little cupcake. Trust me, he was trying to do a little bit more than just put game on. For context, Rob Feinstein came on this Perverted Justice decoy. He hit him up from like an AOL homosexual chat room back in the day. For the young folks like me that weren't walking the earth with dinosaurs that don't know what AOL chat rooms are, it's basically like Discord but back in the day, if that makes sense. Bro, I kid you not, Crody started up the conversation with, "Hey, what's up? You're hot," using the wrong "you're," by the way. If you couldn't tell Feinstein is RF Wrestling, and the decoy is Part A brand. Let's dissect this true wrestling degenerate form of game. Hey, what's up? You're hot. That's the type of thing I would hit up Kathy Kelly's DMs with. Trust me, I see the vision, and I respect the shot you just shot. If only it wasn't, Adam. I mean, he didn't know it was a the time, but you know what I mean. So basically, the way this conversation goes from here, Feinstein sends pictures to the decoy and whatever, just like regular pictures, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen the pictures. I didn't go look for, Feinstein's, like teases. I didn't go for that. They get into a little bit of small talk, basically telling each other where, they live and whatnot. Bro, this is so early 2000s because I'm seeing him spell out cool as in KEWL, and I'm also looking at MapQuest links. What am I looking at? Then they get into talking about cars and such, basically boring conversation, and then we get into the infamous quote. That's like one of those comments where you stutter in front of your crush and try to play it off all smooth and whatnot. I cringe so hard, bruh. Let's get a little deeper into Rob Feinstein's bags of game. He hits him with the "You're so adorable." What am I listening? What is this Zion Williamson Riz, bro? Hey, beautiful. You're so beautiful. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. I almost just hung up. Riz, bro. What am I reading? Also, I get that I'm a nerd and whatnot, but I am getting so angry reading him use the wrong "your" over and over and over and over and over and over again, bro. All right, we're getting a little deeper into the conversation. Rob, the number one rule of talking to people when you're trying to get with them, bro, the number one rule, don't bring your exes up, bro. Why? Don't bring your exes up. Why is this like the fourth thing you're talking about, bro? Jesus Christ, bro. They actually talked for so long. They talked for so long and have so many messages here. I don't even want to read them all. Yeah, we're gonna skip to day 2. Also, before I cause confusion, there's different chats, and like the chats are labeled between like days and stuff. So that was day 1, like chat 1, day 1. So now we're going on to chat 2, day 2. As we all know, just like in wrestling, day 1 is like the feeling out process. You trying to get the feelings of shorty and whatnot, and you just trying to see how the other person you talking to is feeling you and vibing with you. It seems like this freak Feinstein, this creep, has found the match for him. So now basically they finna get on the phone. They finna start talking. You know what I mean? They finna start getting that communication mouth to mouth. Pause. But not before Gang had to make sure that everybody knows he knows that this isn't okay. He says he's paranoid. He knows what he's doing is wrong, and this will come up later, like on multiple occasions. It feels like this dude's going through all 7 stages of grief. It feels like he's creating an 8th, 9th, and 10th stage of grief throughout this entire section of the chat. Alright, so they say their goodbyes, and then they move on to chat 3. Still on day 2. Chat 3, day 2 is all about trying to set up a meeting and whatever, and just try to get in home addresses, addies, and the whole 9 yards. But then chat 4, still on day 2, mind you, still on day 2. Chat 4, we get a very, very, very big revelation where it finally looks like Feinstein is trying to right his wrongs here. He says it's bad and that his age isn't okay, and he says he's not looking for trouble for one night. But then he he contradicts himself entirely because he says, "You're hot if that's you." Bro, he just keeps contradicting himself. He says it's not okay. He says he's not going to do it. But then he follows something up with some crazy message every single time, bro. The next 2 chats are just talking about looking for addies and whatnot, and it's not really worth going into it. Like I said, I don't know if I said it, but I'll say it now. I'm gonna link all the chat logs in the bottom. It also has like the phone call log, so you can see everything that was also said on the phone. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really feel like reciprocating everything that was said on the phone, because it's a little freaky. It's a little too freaky for my liking. So where did this all end up, Noah? Where did we get here? Where did this go to? Is that the third? What happened? If your TikTok brain will wait for more than 2 seconds, I'll finally tell you, he got caught. He got caught in a sting. Brody knew he was cooked. He didn't even want to stay for the Chris Hansen chat log unveiling, even though it wasn't Chris Hansen. You know what I mean. me. He got out of there faster than I get out of there every time I see my crush walking towards me. Look, I ain't afraid to admit it, my honey bun, sweetheart, Pookie Bear. I'm very awkward. Another awkward thing was when this aired to like local and like regional television, even national at one point. Feinstein then had to find a way out without, of course, never owning up for his actions, because why would he? Why would he own up for his actions? Instead, he sells up Ring of Honor and he sells up his portion of RF Video, which he then got RF Video back, but never came back to Ring of Honor. But, instead of taking accountability, he took the easy way out. He took the easy way out. I'm sorry for sounding like a straight up ADHD riddled kid, but yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I get everything across. As now, before we conclude the video, we're going to get into the little Roddy Piper thing, as well as, all the pictures he takes with these WWE superstars. This sick freak didn't just draw the line at children, he also drew the line at exploiting the dead. Gang, I'm not going to lie here. I'm just going to tell you straight up what it was. It was just him forging Roddy Piper's signature and then selling merch off of that signature. Yes, very, very scummy thing to do. A terrible thing to do, but it's not quite the level. It's not quite the, the Predator level, but it's still a very bad thing to do. Not only does this dork do all this stuff, but he also tries to get himself over by not only getting pictures with WWE superstars, but also showing up right behind the commentators just to try to get his mark self over, because he can't understand the fact that his career's dead and that nobody likes him. Knowing how terrible of a person Logan Paul really is, I wouldn't be surprised if he knew everything about Rob Feinstein and still decided to take a picture with bro. Like I said in the Chaz and Rants video, there's just no way they don't know. Whether it was a crime he committed or not, the immoral action he took place of that created so much controversy, you have to know. You have to know about that guy, and you have to know who he is, especially if you're going to take a picture with him. Am I overthinking it? Maybe, but I just genuinely hate this guy. But that's gonna be all for me right now. If I find anything else, I will for sure come back with a part 2. I got some part 2s coming for probably both Rob Black and Chaz and Rants, because I found out some more stuff about both of them. I got an entire list of people that I want to hit. I want to make sure I hit all these topics, like Grizzly Smith, Hardbody Harris, and just there's a lot of people I want to hit right now. Pause. But yeah. That'll be all from me in this video. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you like sarcastic white guys talking about wrestling on the internet. Join the Discord server, link in the description. And as always, the pinned comment. And yeah, I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. God bless. Stay safe.